Oh yeah, I'll get it in a minute. I was going to say I'm going to have some of the Grubenfeuer
Oh, very well.
celebratory shot or something.
Yes. Celebrate getting shot. No, wait, hold on.
Hi, hello everyone. How are we all?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, we're actually live. Yeah, we're going live. We are live. Good. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Hello, we're here.
You're here.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. Anyway, this is that awkward moment where I'm just like, I'm waiting for the chat to move slightly just so I know that it's like, yes, we are indeed live. It's not that I don't trust YouTube Studio,
However,
but you know, it's just, yeah, it's got a terrible habit of doing that thing. So yes, happy birthday and American Day. Yeah. Yes, my birthday.
Eagles.
Ah! That was my best attempt anyway. But also tomorrow is the day for the 4th of July rabbit. You know that one the one meme of the Zuby rabbit going, I ate so much shit on the 4th of July and I said I wouldn't, but I did. Don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, well I'm going to post it in the Discord tomorrow.
Jolly good. I'm prepared.
It's extremely funny. So anyway, someone in the chat will know what I'm talking about and will validate me. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to the show. Yes, it was my birthday yesterday, so this is my celebratory birthday weekend thing. I don't make a big thing of my birthday. However, it's the big 4-0. And so I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to be like, yeah, it's my birthday. I did it.
I made it.
Yes. Yes. Propose a toast to the fact that we got this far. So yes, at any rate, so yes, this afternoon I'm going to have a drink or two and we're going to build a PC. This PC came in from a customer who came in with a bunch of parts and was like, can you build my PC for me? They didn't sound like that. Yeah, so I'm like, cool. And it looks like a cool little PC. So we're going to build this cool little PC up. So that'll be fun. I like
it.
Yeah, well, you just like it because it's got a cute looking graphics card.
Yeah, but also
like
just
the whole thing, yeah.
Thus far, I'm just
low
like
profile.
Looks kind of cool.
Low profile is cool. No one builds low profile.
I mean, it's actually a desktop.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw an actual desktop?
Like a custom build one, possibly my old computer which is when I built a low profile desktop. Which is why I've kind of got a soft spot for the direction this is going in, because I'm just like, I tried to build like this once and I made it work. It was never a great PC, but this would be a bolt-on solution to what I was trying to do. We have the technology now, so that's kind of cool. But yes, Steam Machine Killer PC, I doubt it.
I guess this.
Well, yeah, it is. Not that that's a high bar. Oh, but yeah. I guess we haven't spoken about the Steam PC because we weren't here last week. So yeah, the Steam PC is out. It's dead on arrival. I'm shocked. It's not like we all saw this coming a year ago or whenever they announced the specs and everyone looked at the specs and was like, what are you doing? That's dead on arrival.
Yeah.
And it came out and it's dead on arrival.
Even if it had launched for $500, it would have been a reasonably hard sell.
I mean, I think you're overly critical at that point. I think their original estimate of like $700, I think, would have been a case of, look, sure, you can build a custom build PC that will be faster than this because of course you would be able to.
Yeah.
But that's kind of not the point of the pre-build and not the point of the Steam Machine.
Yeah.
I still think it could have been like 700 and still been like, all right,
Yeah.
And that was the price they were targeting, but with the spec it was at, it would have been a hard sell. But the problem, I
think it would have been a hard sell
Yeah.
at $500 when they were trying to sell it as a console.
Yeah.
When the PlayStation was barely any more expensive and it's faster.
Yeah.
And it's an existing platform.
I'm still...
And so on and so forth, if that makes sense.
I'm still dubious about comparing it to a console.
Yeah,
but also the comparison is unavoidable.
They were selling it as one.
A console, and they were saying it was 4K ready and all the rest of it. So
if they were selling it as a custom PC, I think £500 would have been an absolute steal.
Yeah.
So it's that comparison. Yeah.
And and of course, I think the other issue as well is just, them constantly saying, oh, it's faster than 90% of the PCs on Steam Hardware Survey and stuff like that, which was just a gross misrepresentation of the numbers. Because as we all know, the Steam Hardware Survey is stuffed to the chock with just shitbox laptops with integrated graphics. So it's just like, your standard deviations are off the chart. That's not an argument,
Yeah.
And you don't have a bigger chart, so
Thanks, Tails.
yeah. So that's the thing. And like what I've been saying to people is just like, had they actually I'm not asking for it to be high spec, but if they had future proof is a dangerous word, but if they'd given it 12 gigs of VRAM or something, then it would have released at this price and people would have been like, wow, that's too expensive because RAM and DDR prices, because RAM and SSD prices suck right now. But maybe next year the prices will correct and the price of the Steam machine will come down and then it'll make sense.
Yeah.
However, it's low spec on release, and next year, if the prices fix themselves, it will be another 6 to 8 months older than it already is, which means it will be even more out of date. So I'm just like, so this is the thing. I've said this in various places, but I will repeat it again. I sympathize with Valve for the universe conspiring against the Steam machine. What with the tariffs, so tariffs, fuel prices surging, causing logistical problems, DRAM prices going crazy, NAND prices going crazy. All of these things. That so much unforeseeable things have happened that have messed the Steam machine up, and I sympathize with Valve for that. But making sure that they had some leeway, that that they built in some amount of headroom in the computer, just in case, is something that they did have control of, and they chose not to have any backup. Basically, they chose not to.
I think it's also just the thing that makes it kind of dead is the fact that that you, the end consumer, just buying parts off a shelf, can build the same performance for less money, or more performance for the same money, and you would assume that someone doing 10,000, 15,000 units isn't just walking into their local PC parts retailing establishment and buying them off the shelf at bricks and mortar store prices.
And I think that,
so, there's kind of a case of, or are you that cataclysmically bad at hardware releases?
Yeah. I'm going to quickly catch up on chat, and then I'm going to segue that into the RAM scandal, because we're going to talk about that as well, because we were talking about it before stream, and I want to repeat it all. But yes, it is my birthday weekend. Happy birthday, me. Everyone tell me happy birthday. Otherwise, you have to get out. But thank you. Have I tried installing SteamOS? I have seen it on a friend's computer. I haven't tried installing it myself yet. I'm very interested in giving it a go.
Has that actually been released as a finished package that you can install?
I don't think the official release is out. I think anything that's
floating
floating
around. Do I still
around
need my programmer socks?
Possible. I think anything that is still around, I think is still a beta. Although I don't think it's rocket science to get it and install it. But yeah, we'll see. SteamOS might be the most interesting part about the Steam machine, to be honest. But we'll see.
I'm certainly interested in SteamOS.
Yeah. So yes, Steam machine should have been a triumph with the new OS and controller. Yeah, that's the problem, because everyone's talking about $1,050, but that's not even the real price, because you don't even get a controller for that price. So that means that you have to now bring your own keyboard or mouse. If you want to engage with it as it was intended with the Steam controller, you end up buying the Steam controller as well. So the $1,050 isn't even the actual price of it. Whatever. So yeah.
Has anyone confirmed that it comes with a power cable in the box?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's got a built-in power supply, so it just takes a kettle lead. So that's neither here nor there. I would imagine it does. But yeah, is this the same config Jay built? No. I'm aware that Jay recently did a build in a case that looks a lot like this one, but I think it might have been a smaller one. I don't know. I saw that video came out. I have not watched it. This is just some parts that a customer brought in. Maybe they saw that one and then bought all the parts for it. There's a mixture of stuff here. So yeah. we may have unintentionally recreated Jay's Steam Machine killer build. If we have done, it was not deliberate. So whatever. We're just building this because this is just stuff that a customer brought in and said, build my PC. So yes. Graham 50? No! I'm in my 5th decade, but I'm 40. That's me. Yeah.
I was about to say, I was just like, I have not been a rube.
Yeah.
I have not made a mistake.
Yeah, I can go over there for now. WebEx jump scare. Let's see. Right, where was I? Blah, blah, blah. People saying happy birthday. Thanks, folks. So, yes. Worried about the heat in that case. See another one that has... I don't know, it's got a lot of holes in it. I'm not worried about the heat in this case. We'll find out when we build in it, but yeah, I don't see it being an issue. So, yes, you're only in your 5th decade once you turn 41. No?
I guess it depends.
This is a...
Because there's also the thing of what age are you when you're born? Are you 0? Or are you 1?
You're in your 1st year.
So what age are you? It's one of those things, and different
So the other problem that the Steam Machine had is... and this is what segues into the RAM company, DRAM companies getting sued. When I first heard of the lawsuit against the big three, I said, this seems like garbage. Not because I'm going to bat for them, but because the lawsuit just didn't really seem to have any merit to it.
It didn't seem to actually say anything.
Yeah, because they were saying this is antitrust because they've wound down production of DDR3 and DDR4. It's like, yeah, no shit, it's because it's obsolete.
Yeah.
Like, what did you think happened when DDR4 came out? DDR3 production went down.
DDR2 production stopped.
Yeah. Of course. What did you think they were going to do? Yeah. This is business as usual. And
the fact that
them pushing all of their resources into the AI industry. It's like, well, yeah, because they're making $quadrillion there. What did you think? That this is capitalism. Welcome to capitalism. This is how this works. You know this. So again, it's not that I'm defending them. It's just that the lawsuit wasn't actually making any credible accusations.
Yeah.
However, the problem is that one of the problems that the Steam Machine had, that my understanding is that Valve were calling up the RAM companies saying, we want to buy RAM, please quote us. And basically what would happen, as I understand it, what happens is the RAM company, let's say SK Hynix, then say, here's our number. And if Valve say, we'll get back to you, SK Hynix won't. You accept that, or you don't talk to them ever again. And so that happens. So then they talk to the next, and basically it gets to the point where they will give you a number, and you accept that, or you don't do business with them. Apparently that's how it works. And so basically Valve found themselves railroaded into an impossible position where they had zero negotiating power at all. You accept the number that the man on the telephone tells you, or you don't get RAM. And the next person, you have to gamble. Well, is the next person going to give me a bigger number? Because if they give me a bigger number, SK Hynix, I can't call SK Hynix back. They won't talk to me if I don't accept this number now. Apparently that's how that works, and so in which case it's just like, okay, well, that starts making all of this stuff, and that makes collusion extremely believable.
But that's still not collusion.
I don't know. I mean, Is that illegal? I guess not.
No.
But when you've only got 3 players, yeah.
But also when you've got 100 supply and 5,000 buyers, and you've got a queue of 49,000 people on the telephone.
I guess
it might not even be a case of they said we won't talk to you. It's the fact of you're now position 51,000.
Yeah. At the very least, though, if that's actually what Valve were having to deal with, you can kind of understand why they failed to secure any kind of reasonable pricing for DRAM. So, when you say like, oh, they're mass producing it, how is it that they've not managed to make it cheaper than what a consumer would pay? Well, yeah, I don't know.
But then it's a case of if a consumer can pick up those parts from a brick and mortar store for less money,
but then the
Valve
consumer
then why doesn't Valve just go to the brick and mortar store and pick up the RAM?
What, just buy out everyone's stock?
Yeah,
I guess. I don't know. Yeah,
because if that's cheaper than the wholesale price you've got.
Yeah. So, seems busted, man. So yes. Rough. We'll see, though. CXMT can't ramp fast enough. Here's hoping if the Chinese come in and eat the RAM market for breakfast, then I'll be like, you know what, good for them. Deserved,
Yeah. Certainly if it's standard consumers, it's kind of standard consumer space RAM.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're already fined for collusion. Oh, yeah. We all know that they've been done for price fixing before, but that doesn't mean that that's what's happening now. But that much being said, though, again, I was having this conversation with Caradog just before we went live. I'm feeling very disillusioned about things at the moment because for the past year, I've been engaging with the system in good faith. Because in my opinion, in my worldview, you have to engage in good faith. Otherwise, anything is real and nothing, otherwise anything is real and all of the conspiracy theories are true. And what are we doing anymore? You can't talk about anything without crazy theories.
Yeah.
But the problem is when people say, oh, they've already been done for price fixing years ago, it's like, yeah, but that doesn't mean that's what they're doing now. There's no evidence of that. But again, this is me trying to engage authentically and in good faith. But the problem is just in recent times, I'm being proven that when I try to engage with a system in good faith, I was proving to be the idiot. And again, I said to Caradog, when age verification rolled out in the UK, and we had to do the stupid face recognition to check your age thing, and the app doing the facial recognition said, we will take a picture, analyze it, and then it will be discarded. The picture will never leave your phone. And people were like, I don't trust them. And I was like, well, look, that's what it says in their terms and conditions. Lying about that would be like a mega crime. In the EU especially, that would be a mega crime to lie about saying that you're not it stays on device, never leaves your device, and is deleted after analysis. But they lied. So it's just like, so at this point, so now I'm trying to engage with this stuff in good faith, but I keep being proven to be the asshole.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It is what it is. I'm just going to call it what I see now at this point. I'm going to be like, okay, fine. Let's see how this goes then, I guess, So, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Big corporations get away with anything. Crime is legal. So, yeah. But Graham, in all fairness, who reads 60 pages of T&Cs? I mean, I don't read 60 pages of T&Cs, but when there's a block of text at the bottom that says the picture stays on the device and we won't send it anywhere and it will be deleted afterwards, I do read that, So, yeah. Anyway, so no, that is not collusion. No. However, the point is just like big tech right now seems to be able to get away with saying and doing anything they want. So why should I have any reason to trust them in good faith anymore?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that they're price fixing. I'm not going to make a judgment call on this one. But when people say we're making an accusation, I'm like, all right, well, let's see where this goes then, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to be all gung-ho and be like, about time, those... Because I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. But let's see where this goes.
Yeah.
You know?
I think the thing that's interesting to a degree, just kind of talking about it from a stocks kind of point of view, is the fact that Samsung crashed quite heavily. Its stock price went down quite a lot.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday. And an awful lot of leveraged buyers have got washed out from like the Korean stock market and things like that. So it's just kind of a case of maybe we'll see a correction via the stock market instead.
Yeah.
Just because leverage getting washed out. And it's, yeah.
Yeah. Fair. All right. Well, with all that said, let's do something a bit more fun and build a PC.
Get drunk. Oh, wait.
Well,
okay.
that as well, though. Yeah. I was going to try and finish this before I started alcoholing, but I'm going to have my celebratory shot of Grubenfeuer.
Yeah.
I keep mispronouncing that. Hang on a sec. We need to figure out how to say this again now. It's Gruben, F-E-U-E-R.
It's not Führer.
No. That's why I'm trying to be so careful, because I keep getting that wrong. Grubenfeuer? Fair?
I can't remember. I thought it was fairer. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Put it in. Spell it in chat, just so people can help us again.
Chat. Where have you gone? Chat, come back here. Hold on. There we go.
I'm going to grab like a glass or something to take a shot from. I'm not necking the bottle.
Oh yeah. It's also there's cider in the freezer.
Oh, rad. I'll pull that out now.
It's probably not that chilly. Grubenfeuer. There you go. That one. There you go.
Yeah, it's taking the edge off of it.
That's something.
Yeah, it's not room temp anymore, so.
That's a good start. Isn't there a second bottle of that as well?
Yes, we have so much of it.
Excellent. You can.
Do you want some as well?
Yes.
Okay,
you can enjoy Der Benedi Calculator.
How to speak German? Just start going.
Apparently, it's been since 1898.
Right. Didn't hear that because I was washing a glass.
Oh, I said apparently since 1898.
I see.
So, yeah.
Grubenfeuer. Okay.
Pitfire, yes.
Yes, it's the miner's drink, courtesy of Katrina.
If you get really confused, it turns into a transform. Foyer transform.
Okay.
Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah. I got it. It's a bit of a stretch, but you know, I'll just turn this into an awkward silence instead.
Okay. You will not stop me.
Yeah. All right. Do the thing. So the freezer doesn't frizz anymore. They're only cool just because they've only been in there for like 5 minutes. Caradog put them in there just before the stream started. So yes. Yeah, I have no idea how much of this stuff we should have. So that looks like that's about a shot, a generous shot, something like that. So yes.
I'm just going to delabel it now.
Fair.
There we go. We will no longer put paper inside the bottle.
Glorious. This is 30%. It is 60%. So yes. Well,
Smells like pain.
Merry Saturday.
General festivities.
Oh. It's been a while since I've had anything that strong, and when you just intake slightly and all the fumes go down your throat. Woo!
I specifically breathed in my nose and out my mouth.
Your eyes are still watering, though. It's not the bloody throat cutter that we've still got a dribble of left there. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure everyone's got some stronger stuff. This wasn't a challenge. However, that's still strong stuff. So, yeah.
It tastes like it'd be really nice with Coke.
Part of me feels like it would be a crime to mix that, but the other part of me is just like, I don't know how else we're going to get through it. I'll have to gently nudge Katrina and be like, hey, would you be super angry with me if we mix that with a soft drink? You know, I know that's not how it's intended, but I don't sit and do shots very often. So,
oh,
what are you thinking about?
That's genuinely uncomfortable.
You've had it before.
Yeah, but it's still uncomfortable.
I'm surprised. You've got a higher tolerance than me, and I'm just like, yeah. I think maybe you fucked up because you then breathed in through your nose or whatever.
No, it's just on the side of my throat.
It's in my sinuses.
No, it's the side of my throat, like here. I'm just like, oh.
Just burns a hole in your throat and starts dribbling out. It's like, oh no. All right. Cool. So the computer we're building, I'm going to find out what CPU is going in this thing.
8600G.
God. Oh, that'll make me sad. This looks dangerously like it's either an eBay or an AliExpress CPU, depending on how smart they are.
Imagine if it's the one that you sold.
Mine never got sold in the end for complicated reasons. It's a 7700. Disappointing.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Oh, there's a funny story.
Which is fine.
There's a funny story that I'll tell you when we're not live.
Fair enough.
Just about.
Yeah. All right. So we got a Ryzen 7700, and we got a 9060 XT, and it's a 16 gig 9060 XT. So it's the correct answer. And then that's going in. We've got a B650E mini ITX motherboard here. A lot of this stuff, I think this is all. Oh no, this is Amazon Warehouse. This one. So yeah, my man's been doing some couponing. He's got a second-hand Corsair SF750 power supply. I've got the cables in a bag for that down here. We've got a bunch of Noctua fans, so all the money that he saved from Amazon Warehouse, he blew on fans. But okay. We've got a low-profile CPU cooler, got a thermal right there. We've got a 32 gig RAM kit here. This is DDR5 6000 CL36. So it's fine. You know, it's 6000. The timings are nothing to write home about, but to be honest, if he bought like CL30 or 32 in this market, I probably feel like he spent too much money anyway. Like, I think we're kind of at the point now where we just have to accept that we're going to be using crap RAM kits for the next year. Yeah, you take what you can get. So the fact that it's 6000 is like, well, okay, well at least it's 6000. You know.
Yeah. Would you like the wet or the dry cider?
I'm happy with either. Which would you prefer?
I don't remember having a preference.
Yeah, I think you're more partial to a medium.
I'll take that
so
one.
I'll take the dry then in that case, yeah. I'm going to taste this before I pour it into the remains of the Grubenfeuer. Yes, that is a dry one. It's still nice though. Yeah, Smuggler. Yeah. I'm not big on dry ciders, but that's very drinkable for a dry cider. Warehouse means it's a used return. This is true. However, a lot of the time, used basically means someone took it out of the box and was like, I don't want this, and put it back in the box again. So, yeah. I don't think I've been burned by a warehouse purchase yet. I don't think I've ever bought something from warehouse and been like, oh, that was a bad buy, Sure, the box is always a bit beaten up, but the product inside is fine. So, yeah. Carry on.
I think the only time I've had an issue with that is where I bought something off of warehouse and was delivered an empty box.
Yeah, that's going to suck, yeah.
And Amazon was just like, oh, well, we can confirm our delivery driver was in the correct area, so the delivery was definitely delivered. And I'm like, yes, the delivery was delivered.
Yeah.
The problem is, the delivery was not what I ordered.
Yeah, that's a hard one to prove, isn't it? But...
So then Amazon said, oh, if you think someone has stolen your package, that's a crime. And I'm like, yes, Amazon has stolen my package.
Yeah.
So I then phoned up the police, reported Amazon for theft, gave Amazon the crime reference for Amazon stealing my package, and then someone suddenly saw that there was a crime reference attached to a case and went, oh! And I had a refund within like 25 minutes.
Yeah, it's what you got to do in that instance.
But it's just like...
Yeah. All right. I was about, blah, blah. No. Is cider always from apples? Most of the time, yes. You can make cider from other things. For example, pear cider. And how a lot of pear cider is actually apple cider that has been flavoured with pear flavourings. However, a genuine perry, you can't call a cider a perry unless it's actually made out of pears. Yeah. So when something is called perry, that means it's actually a pear cider. Whereas when something is just called pear cider, more often than not, when you check the ingredients, it's apple cider with flavourings. So yeah, you can make cider out of pears, though. I don't know about other things. All right. Let's see.
I was about to say, if you make it out of cherries, does that make it sherry? But then I remembered that sherry's already a thing.
Wait, hold on.
I was making a funny, and I realised I'd already discovered this.
That is just a thing. Quentin says, I video unboxing expensive stuff. Sometimes the thought has occurred to me to do things like that as well. I'm not firm on it yet, but yeah, if I ever get something where the box looks kind of beaten up, or there's a hole in the side of the box or anything like that, I will start taking pictures as I go. But yeah, it is getting to the point where it's not a terrible idea to just in case.
Dear. Excuse me.
Oh, you got the hiccups from the thing now?
I don't know what I've got.
All right. Let's see. All right. Okay, right. So, yeah, that's the spec. I think that's all of the interesting stuff.
Everything else CPU? Oh, it's
7700.
Yes.
So, yeah. Nice rounded mid-range build. I'm looking forward to building this to see how this pans out. So let's get to it. I'm going to move a bunch of this stuff out of the way so we can start building up the motherboard. Can you find out what this case is? It's a Fractal. Oh, Ridge, I guess, because it says Ridge Accessories. Yeah. Is there a smaller version of this? Is this the case that Jay? Because Jay recently built in a case that looks suspiciously like this, but this one was bigger than I thought his one was. So I don't know if there's a Ridge Mini or something like that. Oh yeah, it has to be the same thing. Yeah.
There's a Ridge.
How much is this?
And there's a Ridge.
Yeah. I got a horrible feeling this is going to be hideously expensive, but I'm curious all the same. Okay. Right.
Oh, there's the Mood. I quite like that.
I don't like those inline tower type dealios.
Whatever.
Oh, you're allowed to. I'm just. Yeah, I was very dismissive then. You were just like, oh, this looks nice. Meanwhile, I'm just like, I don't like those. It's like,
I quite like the chimneys.
Yeah, chimney. Yeah.
Xbox Series X type device.
Yeah, I think it's just because they're usually just horrible to build in. So yeah, the case looks smaller because Jay's bigger. Yeah. I mean, Jay is a tall dude. Man's like 7 foot.
I quite like. Just column.
Yeah, it's a nicer looking Series X, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Jay's system was about 1400 USD.
14,000 USD. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, ooh, that's a bit steep for a Steam Machine killer, but yeah, Jay is 6'3". Yeah, it's pretty tall.
£125.
£125
on pre-order. Yeah, from Scan. So that's the actual price.
Too much.
I don't know.
I like Fractal design, but the problem is that like 80 quid will get you a framed 3000 with all of the RGB fans in it.
Yeah, well, maybe I don't like RGB.
So what? So you're going to pay what, like £40 more?
Your RGB argument has no power over me.
Sure, but like that's £40 more expensive for less stuff, you know. But
do you know what I use?
What?
Cardboard box.
Well, yeah. Well, your argument is invalid anyway, isn't it? Okay, right. Can we have bench cam, please, Mr. Producer?
In a second. Bench cam.
Bench cam.
Oh, I guess we should double check that the motherboard in the box is actually the motherboard on the box before I go download a BIOS.
Ah. Ah. All right. It looks like it. Hold on, mate. Hold on. I'm going to rustle loudly. Yes, B650E-I gaming Wi-Fi.
Good.
Man, ITX motherboards, I've got a love-hate relationship with them.
They are very small.
They're so cool. But also, I feel like when you get down to ITX, you start just compromising. You know, just they're expensive. You're building Tetris to build the PC and stuff like that. And just, yeah. Man, I wish Micro ATX was good. I want good Micro ATX. Because, yeah, just ITX is just, you're getting into the compromise zone, I think. And just Micro ATX could be perfect. Just no one makes good Micro ATX. Right, I don't need any of these accessories, I don't think. No. That's just Wi-Fi cards and Wi-Fi antennas and stuff like that. Customer can deal with all of that. Has it WLAN and BT? Yes. Yep, this is the Wi-Fi version. So that's got Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth on it. Let's have a look at the I/O. It's got a very weird USB arrangement. We've got 4 10 gig USB ports. We've got one 20 gigabit port. And there's another Type-C, which I'm assuming is 10 gig because it doesn't specify. Then we've got a couple of USB 2s and 2.5 gig LAN. What are you looking for?
The Republic of Graham.
It's there behind the bottle. Yeah. So yeah, it's got a natty little fan on the VRM as well, which is interesting. So yeah. And it's got a BIOS flashback button and it's got a flex key button. So presumably that's a programmable button, which I think is quite interesting.
Yeah.
That's neat. It's also got SPDIF out, which is unusual.
Dozens of us.
Yeah, interesting looking board. Right, let's start building it up. Am I on shot?
You are on shot.
Yes, good. Let's see. Mini ITX is a waste of PCIe lanes. I mean, it's a B series. When you buy like an X870 or whatever they're up to ITX board, I'm like, what are you doing? But then on the other hand, you know, if it's got a crap ton of I/O on the back, maybe, I don't know, but yeah. This one seems like a reasonable compromise. Really interesting looking mezzanine board on this one for the audio. I'll have a closer look at that in a moment. In fact, by in a moment, I mean now, because I may as well do that before I start building it up. I'm just curious here. I'm going to take off the M.2 heatsink. Yeah. So under the M.2 heatsink there, that gets us to there. And so we've got this mezzanine board that has the audio circuit and the M.2 port on. And that has an interlink down there going onto the motherboard. And it sits on top of the PCH heatsink. So yeah, so that's very tight. Anything else noteworthy? I don't think so. No idea where the BIOS battery is on this thing. Guessing it's under the VRM heatsink, which is kind of horrifying. Got another M.2 on the back. It'll be interesting to see if the case gives access to that or not, because the problem is a lot of cases don't give access to the back of the board, which means the rear M.2 is inaccessible and you can't put a heatsink on it, which somewhat limits its usefulness. It's like, it's there, but yeah. This has been opened up before. Hard to tell if it's been used before, but it's in... Oh yeah, no, that's definitely had stuff in it. So yeah, this is used, but it looks to be in mint condition, so that's fine. Right, I'm going to zap these out. Could you quickly open this up and check if it uses the hold-down plates or not? These need to be taken off anyway, because someone has removed these and then put them on backwards. They're the wrong way round. Check socket on cam first. That's a good shout, actually. That's a good shout. New anniversary tattoo on? No, I've had this thing for years. Yeah. I got this tattoo when...
That's kind of neat.
2008, maybe? It does appear on things.
That's neat. I
yeah,
like that.
That's using their own hold-down mechanism. So, right, let's inspect. And our survey says... Our survey says that looks pretty good to me. Move it around in the light. Yeah, that's fine. This is the equation for a quantum bit. So it is the simplest form of a quantum superposition. You have a system which is phi, and that can be either a 0 or a 1. It is a yes or a no. It is a binary. And the alpha and beta are complex numbers that represent the probability of it being either state. And those two must add up to be the system, because the system must be one or the other. So that is the simplest representation of that. So it can mean a lot of things. It can mean uncertainty. It can mean a superposition. It can mean a yes or a no. It can mean a yet to be determined. It can be a everything can be determined. It is many things and none of them at the same time, for it has not yet been determined, for it is a superposition. Right. That can go there for now. I'll chuck that in the box in a minute. Right. Let's see. Let's put in... I'm going to put in the RAM and stuff, and then I'll put... Because that looks like this is going to cover like half the board, I think. I'm immediately thinking about clearance issues for the cooler. There must be keep out zones though, so surely we'll be all right. This SSD is an SN570 2TB. Yeah, that's about 200 pounds you got in your hand right there.
Oh.
So yes, it's not a mega flash SD. The SN570 is pretty decent though, I think, isn't it? Is that D?
From memory, it's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I think it's got DRAM on it. But yeah. Entirely cromulent SSD. Put the heatsink for that on. Has that got... No. I'm going to watch this very carefully. As of lately, I've been extremely paranoid about bent SSDs. Where when you put the heatsink on and tighten it down, I found a lot of motherboards seem to just bend the SSD. And I think that's been causing me problems with SSDs in recent times. So I'm going to watch very carefully from the side and see if that happens to this one. Which it is happening to this one. So I'm just tightening the SSD down, the thing down, and as you can see, it's bending the drive. Now for this one, because there's nothing in the middle, this one would probably be okay. But I actually suspect that this is the reason why I have two dead SSDs behind me. So some motherboards come with, and I'm going to have a look in the box for it on this one, a little rubber block that you put underneath the SSD. However, even sometimes that rubber block is not the correct height. So I've actually been collecting all of these so I can match one up every time I see it. Let's have a rummage in here and see if we can find something. Because like I said, I think this is actually a very real problem that not many people are talking about. Let's see, we've got some... That's a new thermal pad for M.2. Got some other breakout ports there. No, AMD brackets. What exactly is that? What are you? What are you? It's silica gel. Wow. It's nothing. Presumably there was something in there that is no longer in there. Okay. Put that in there. Okay, right, we don't have any of these, so I will supply one. Because, as I say, otherwise I think that's going to cause problems. And like I said, I'm becoming a little bit militant about this because, like I said, I think I've got 2 SSDs that have died because of this problem. I'm going to chuck all of this back in the box. Oh, what was the story on? Do we need these? Or?
It's got that.
No, we don't need those. Yeah, cool.
And then them.
Yeah. Yeah, usually Thermalright coolers don't use the hold down brackets, so yeah. All right, I can go in there. Close that up. So here is our rubber block. That one looks too big though. So here is one of the same size, but there's a smaller one there, but that one looks too thin. But like a couple of those thin ones, you can double them up to get something that's thick enough. But like this is a problem that I've been noticing and I'm looking for, I'm curious, aha, here's a double pack of 2 thin ones. Those will probably double up into something the right thickness. So yeah. I'm curious as to, are people talking about this? Because I don't watch YouTube. Well, I do, but no, I don't watch tech channels. So I don't know if this is a thing that people are talking about at the moment. But yeah. Right. So I'm going to take that back out. See, there's a little rubber block there. Hang on a minute. I'm just going to check this. But that rubber block does nothing. It's in the wrong place. So like, look at this. You can see the rubber block underneath the NAND chip there, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't actually protect anything from bending meaningfully. So, yeah. How's the heatsink causing the bend? I don't know. I think it's because it's pressing down on the top, and because it's applying pressure, that pressure has to go somewhere, so the board bends. I think this is why this problem seems to be flying under the radar, is everyone's like, how is that possible to make it bend from pressing down on top of it?
Oh, I see, because the slots are allowing for double thickness SSDs. Double-sided SSDs. And obviously if there was a chip on the back, it wouldn't bend. There'd be a chip on the back and it'd be pushing down on that.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, I'm going to put 2 of these rubber blocks. I'm putting this directly down on this thermal pad, but this thermal pad isn't contacting anything anyway, which is why there's no markings on it. But yeah, either way, I'm going to do this. And yeah, at some point I need to see if I can buy like a pack of these little rubber blocks. Yeah, I think another one of those. There we go. That's sticking up quite a lot now, so let's try that. There we go. Right, so now that's bending upwards just a touch, but by the time that's got pressure on top, that's going to go flat. And like, normally I would not allow it to bend up, but because it's sitting on top of that thermal pad, the thermal pad is going to have some squish in it. So I'm accounting for that here. So let's mount this up again. I'm spending quite a long time on this because this is something that I've been paying very close attention to lately, and I've been looking for more real-life examples. So I'm going to tighten that one down. Oh, it's doing funky things. So this is keeping, so now we've got a bit of an S-bend going on. That's not even down to the stop yet. It can go a bit tighter. So I'm almost tempted to say I need to move one of the blocks to the top of that one to support under the chip itself. So, yeah. Again, excuse me taking ages doing this, but you can see why I'm like, what is going on here? Because, like I said, I've been seeing this a lot lately, and I'm extremely paranoid about it at the moment. Move that one to there. Let's try that. At some point, someone linked like a YouTube short somewhere that was of some boutique PC builder channel building an artisanal PC. And it was very much a sort of a satisfying thing of watching everything click into place, you know. And he was building it very like artisanally, like he had an artisanal amount of thermal paste and things like that, you know. And he put a little rubber block under the SSD, I noticed, you know. So, yeah. All right, that's looking good. So I'm taking that. Right, those screws are down to the stops. There we go. And that's about right now. Interestingly, the middle one isn't contacting. So that positioning was right for this SSD where the NAND chip is there. However, the block just wasn't quite tall enough. So position-wise, you'd have to position it depending on what kind of layout your SSD has. But yeah, I don't know. Make of that what you will, guys. Make of that what you will. So yeah.
Interesting.
Need a washer under the SSD on the screw side. What? So the SSD doesn't sit down as far, but that would make the heatsink press down on it even harder. So yeah. I don't know. Would it warp under heat? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to get hot enough for that. Like, SSDs do kick out some heat, but what are we looking at? Like 20 watts tops?
I can't remember.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
I think the specification maxes out at 15 from memory.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's 15 to 20 watts maximum, and it's 15 to 20 watts maximum, and the SSD itself, we're expecting to see it operating at around about 50 degrees C. So the actual like mass of heat is not that high either, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't think that would be a problem. All right. Let's see. Let's put the memory in, and then we'll throw on the CPU cooler.
I want to get my titanium sticks out again.
Your titanium sticks?
Yes.
What, ones like this, or?
Yeah, the Vengeance titanium sticks I've got.
Are they shiny?
They're the mirror shine holographic ones.
Ah, I see. Yeah. What are you running at the moment?
My 9950 X3D.
Okay. Yeah.
Isn't that the wrong way around?
I was just ramping up into the moment, which would have been a. However, I saw it just as you did as well. I was like, wrong way around.
Wake up.
I hate single point hold down things. This is an Asus thing. I've been doing it for years and it's always been rubbish. They keep saying like sort of, oh, it means it doesn't clash against the PCI Express slot. I don't know, man. Other manufacturers have latches at both ends and don't seem to have this problem. I think it's a skill issue.
I can understand it on Mini ITX.
Like, I guess here, yeah, because they've got no space. Here, yeah,
but
I suppose.
On full ATX, I'm like, move the RAM up 1/100th of a millimeter there.
Yeah, yeah. Did you inform the customer that you would build this on stream? Not specifically. I never do. I never promise that any content is going to be made on something.
What you looking for?
The heat sink. I saved it. What's the CPU?
How many vowels are there in heatsink? Do you not want
sticker?
The bracket?
The sticker is gone.
Do you not want the bracket?
I'll bracket you in a minute. I'm just looking at how things are going to sit. All right. This is a 7700 going in here. Yikes. Okay. Does it go that way round? I think it could go either way up. That looks about right to me, though, because that centralizes it on the board. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to go. Gosh, that sits on top of the keep out zones. That's kind of crazy. And like, it's got notches in it to allow it to do that. However, it's got 6 heat pipes and such. That's pretty cool. All right. Let's get the mounts on there. That is a barely, yeah. NVMe gets way hotter than M.2. Remember, M.2 is the connector. There is NVMe and there is SATA. But yes, NVMe does get hotter than SATA. All right, that's AM4. And then I need those. All right, AM5.
Oh God, imagine using this on LGA 1700.
Yeah, 300 watts into that. Good luck, everyone.
What RPM is your fan? Yes.
Think of that video that Katrina posted in the Discord earlier on about the turbine.
It's just a fan at 18,000 RPM.
Going to put fan on the top or in the middle? I mean, it only goes on the top. I would put it on the top of this anyway. I think blow through works better than suck.
Yeah.
That's not right. That's not right either. Something is wrong. Have we got any other brackets?
Why wouldn't you use the AM4 mounting? Because AM4 mounting is AM5 mounting.
Because I'm an idiot, apparently.
Okay. Because that's the
sure.
That's going to be the LGA.
Yeah, I guess
1150.
I'm sure I use the long ones most of the time. Most Thermalright coolers, you would do that. I guess this one you use the AM4 mounts though, yeah, which do indeed fit. But if that's the case, yeah, okay, yeah, weird. Okay, well in that case it's going to go that way round, which also makes sense. So yeah, okay, yeah,
So it hovers just over the ramp.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Just slightly different. On the other Thermalright coolers that we use, you would use the long ones. Either that, or I've mounted a lot of coolers incorrectly. But hey, they work.
All of the heat sinks are actually hovering a millimeter off of the CPU. They are contacting by way of too much thermal paste.
Oh no! I'm cringing just imagining. So yeah,
it's like that one. It's like that one i5 PC from all those years ago.
Yeah. Right. I have a suspicion these need to be the other way around, but we're about to find out. They need to be the other way around.
I still love the fact that the reason the computer came in was just the fact that it was slow in Fortnite or something.
It's never the CPU, man.
And it was the fact that the CPU had no cooling.
That's what I say to people. Like, that's where that phrase came from. When I used to say it's never the CPU, it's because Intel CPUs used to be bomb-proof. You know, sorta.
Sorry, can you not deal with my Surrey accent?
I can't. Someone said something in a weird accent the other day, and I can't remember what it was.
Do you remember Gap Year?
Last year, when I was on my gap year. Yeah. No one is going to understand that reference, so I'm not going to bother. Let's see.
I was on safari to Kenya.
Right, this is the Thermalright TF7 paste. This stuff is the horrible stuff, if my memory serves me. So let's find out.
So let's use it on this customer CPU.
Also, I think someone... No, this was brand new, this, yeah. I was going to say, it feels like there's not enough in there. Oh, that's what it does. It's like cement. God, that's barely enough for a one-shot, that. I know these are one-shot wonders, but usually you've got enough for like 1.5 or 2.
That's a really big tube.
Oh, yeah, it's got like that much in it, you know.
Yeah, that's a really big tube to put nothing in.
Yeah. I think that's just because that's the smallest tube they make. You know, like you can get tiny tubes.
It's almost like why wouldn't you just use
a sachet?
Bit of plastic.
Yeah. Doesn't matter, that'll do it. All right.
Wingardium
Big screwdriver.
Leviosa.
Oh my god. Just stabbing holes in.
Stab. It's like someone trying to get their P3 cooler on.
Oh no. Yeah, just chipping parts off of the motherboard. Woo. Oh, that ATX connector is going to be horrifying.
Look.
This could have gone the other... No, I don't think it could go the other way around.
So it'll probably hit the RAM.
I think it will clear the VRM the other way around. This could be turned around, I think, but I think that's going to work. Oh yeah, the heat pipes might hit the RAM. Yeah, I think you're right. I think we have got it on correctly. I probably should have looked up a guide just in case, because this is the thing about an ITX build. Most of the time, you never need to care about any of this kind of thing when building a computer. Yeah. But on an ITX build, this is where all of this stuff actually matters. So, yeah. Is it better to hoover or blast a dusty PC? I mean, I would blast both, because I don't think hoovers have enough suction power. However, yeah, I mean, you could use a combination where you've got a hoover and an air duster, and you're using the air duster to dislodge the dust, which then goes up into the hoover.
Actually, it's a vacuum cleaner.
Mm.
Other vacuum cleaner brands are available.
An American friend the other day asked me, what's the deal with, like, Henry? As in, like, the Henry vacuum cleaner. And I was like, oh, Henry Hoover. Well, I guess it's not a Hoover, because Hoover is a brand of Hoover. So when you say you've got a Henry Hoover, what you actually mean is a Henry vacuum cleaner.
You have a pneumatics vacuum cleaner, and you specifically have the Henry model.
Yes.
Because there is also a Hetty.
I thought it was Henrietta, or was it Hetty or Hetty?
There's also a Hetty.
Or Hattie, yeah.
Yeah. There are many. There is a small family of them.
I love them all.
I once spoke to the lady who owned the company.
Really?
Yeah.
Was she cool?
No.
Oh.
Very no.
Oh, no. Oh, that makes me sad. Is there a story here? Are you allowed to tell this story, or are we just leaving it at that?
Only in as much as the conversation started with very much the, I own this company, you should be doing better to help me. And I was like,
oh.
Okay, guess what?
Yeah.
No.
I see. Oh, that's a shame.
You have just called through to minimum wage worker telephone line.
Yeah. Yeah. That, like, anyone who plays the "Do you know who I am" card is just immediately lost. So yeah.
And it's like the issue was user could not remember email password, expected me to know their passwords.
Oh no.
Kind of level of problem.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a shame, man.
And I'm just like,
womp womp.
I'm just like, I don't know what you expect me to do about this. You are the one who has failed here.
Yeah. Right, how are these clips going to work? Because the fan is bigger than the heatsink.
Fandangly, that's how.
Yeah, right. Also, we've got 2 sets of clips, so I don't know how that's going to work either. I'm going to try these ones and hope for the best. Good luck, everyone. Right, that's going to go there. Okay. It's going to work.
Was it a little slim fan? It is a little slim fan.
It is a little slim fan, which it needs to be because we're going in a low-profile case. So, yeah, that's why this is necessary. So yeah, I bought one of these the other day just because I built in the cheapest case on Amazon, and the usual 120, the Spirit Assassins were too tall, wouldn't fit. So I've got another low profile, which is, I think, might be. I'm just going to grab it and just double check. Actually,
I got around that problem by using the Spirit Wraith.
Yeah,
I think it is whatever the AMD box cooler is.
Oh right, yeah.
But like the absolute awful one that is just lump of metal.
Oh, I bought the 90mm version for this other build. So yeah, this is a bigger version of the other one that I got. So yeah, this is like 15 quid or something like that. So I was like, oh, okay, that's worth having one of those kicking around anyway.
That's...
Yeah, it's a 90mm fan. So like, you're not going to cool a big boy CPU with this. However, it's it's a Thermalright CPU cooler that's going to look nicer than the box cooler for 15 quid. So if you just simply want something that's just not the box cooler, then sure.
And will be a fraction quieter.
Yeah. And to be honest, it's probably a lot better than the box cooler as well, just simply because anything will be. It has a heat pipe.
Yeah.
It might have more than one heat pipe for all I know.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm really sad that the Wraith Max didn't kind of continue. And...
Which one is CPU?
I genuinely looked for a second there and I was like, hold on. There's no fan header. It's all RGB. How am I supposed to cool this with RGB?
Well, that's it. When you've got that much RGB, you look really cool. Who needs fans when you look this cool?
You just set all your LEDs to blue.
Yes. There's there's got to be a Warhammer Orc joke there somewhere. They're like, blue is cool, so it stays cool because we shine blue light on it, you know. Good. All right.
The only reason Orc vehicles fly is because they believe they fly.
Yeah, I think they retconned some of that recently or made it a bit more, but I'm not going to get into 40k lore because I don't know. Is the meta to suck or blow for these cools when the side is mesh? I would suck out and blow into the computer because we're going to pull air in from outside through vents in the side panel. So that way the CPU is getting a cold air feed and we are creating positive air pressure that pushes hot air out of the case.
And also you're actively forcing air into the motherboard.
Yes.
Which means that just the mezzanine gets cooled.
Yeah. If you flipped the fan over so it's pulling air up off of the motherboard and blowing it out the computer, that would also work. But the problem is, suck is theoretically more effective, but it's reliant on having perfect ducting and sealing to direct the airflow. And in the real world, you just don't have that. So, for example, if we flipped the fan over so it was sucking air off of the motherboard and out of the case, what's actually happening is the air is going to come out of the case, down here, and then into the side of the fan here, and then go out again, and just completely bypass the cooler. Whereas what we've got here, the air has to blow down onto the heatsink. It has nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
So I think suck is theoretically more effective, but you need ducting to actually make that work. That's my understanding of things. So I always set up for blow because in the real world, blow just works. Or at the very least, you can be certain that it will just work. So yeah. Good. Let's get the case.
Oh, it's there.
Ooh.
That was genuinely a moment of going, where is the case?
Case. I was looking around I was like, thumb screws, thumb screws.
They're somewhere in here.
Okay. I did the joke and I was like, no, seriously, how does it open? You know? Cool. All right, so our motherboard is going to go there. our power supply is going to go there, and then our graphics card goes here with some fans blowing into it.
Nice.
So yeah, this thing needs to go upright. Otherwise, you're going to have to put some feet on the bottom of it. Although I guess you could mount the entire computer upside down, actually. There's nothing stopping you from having it upside down on the desk. So, and then, yeah, you just run it upside down. Oh, but then the CPU still needs airflow as well. So, yeah. Although, obviously, in all the marketing, it has the vertical stand on it. So, yeah, I would be surprised if anyone is running this desktop. No outside case test. Should we outside case test?
I mean, can do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 7700. It's got built-in graphics. So, yeah, sure. All right, let's do it.
Graphics.
I'm not in a hurry.
Where are the leads for the power supply?
They're in this Tesco bag here.
Cool.
So, yes, we have
the leads for the power supply.
We will. So, yeah, yes. Well, I was going to say, well, I'll get those in a minute when we get to that. And I was like, oh, yeah, we do, in fact, need those right now because we may as well test with the customer's power supply because why wouldn't you?
It was just hearing you go through the thought process.
Let's see. I need... That is an EPS cable. That's all we need for this.
Hi, would you like your computer with 2 wires?
Yeah. I mean, we're going to have one for the graphics card, I guess, but part of me, every time when I build a simple computer with very little in it, part of me is just like, oh, this seems kind of lame that there's so little, there's this push-pull between them being so wonderfully simple and optimized, but also being like, I kind of miss the days of having all of the spaghetti wiring and having everything wired into everywhere. Sometimes something being overly complicated is cool. But yeah, I get what you mean. Although I think the only reason why I think that way is just sometimes I feel it looks like I'm not giving the customer very much. And you kind of want it to be more complicated so it looks like the customer is getting more for their money. Right.
No. You forget. You're selling simplicity.
Yeah.
They're coming to you asking you to build it because they want simplicity. If they wanted complicated, they would watch 1,000 YouTube videos and learn how to do it themselves.
True. That's true. All right, there we go. That's that.
You are selling them a solution.
Huh.
The same thing can be said of a barman. He sells solutions.
Yes. Things dissolved into liquids.
I'm melting.
What are you referencing there?
Shrek 1.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah. Because for a moment I thought you were because that's also a line from a very obscure game called Majesty, which is a kind of a real-time. It's a town builder strategy game. But yeah, there are units in there. You get like a mage, and every time a mage dies, all of the units have voice lines. So just when you're playing the game, you've just got this cacophony of voice lines going off all of the time. And when a mage died, he goes, "I'm melting!" And so for a moment, I was like, is that a Majesty reference? When have you played Majesty? Yeah, it's also from Wizard of Oz, of course, yeah, etc. But still.
Yeah, I was specifically referencing Shrek because I was then going to go, it's only the rain donkey.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to put on a widget.
Oh my god, that's so small. I want one. Like, just the most pointlessly water-cooled GPU.
Well, also, it would be nice to see a single fan. Hang on a sec. Caradog's busted out the 9060, and it's cute. Look at it. I think that's also especially cute just because I've got the big boy version of this in a PC over there. I've got the 9070 XT version of this. So it's just like, oh, it's like that card. It's just smaller. But yeah, it would be nice to see a single fan version of this, like the EVGA 1060. Like, I'm just going to quickly get it for a banana per scale. Like, For reference, single fan graphics cards are bad. You want dual fan. They are so much quieter. But in terms of actual just space efficiency, you know, the single fan solution is super cool. Like this 1060, I love this thing so much because it's just like, look at that. It's so compact. And like, obviously, being a 10 series graphics card, this thing is completely irrelevant now. But, you know, in its day, this was a really good graphics card just into this tiny little brick, you know. Yeah. It was very cool. Right, I think that's ready to go. Yeah, could I have that? Thank you. And I'm going to put that in there. And I'm going to push... Oh, because it's an ROG, it's got LEDs in the I/O ports, just so you can find your, so you can find where to plug the headphones in, which is kind of cute, but also just like this is why this board probably cost £300. All right, off it goes. Do we have diagnostic LEDs? Yeah, we do. I think it's gone through post. Wow, that posted really quick. Start spamming delete, yeah. Should get a picture.
Oh yeah. You can get one that is 4 centimeters shorter. So you can get the Reaper that's apparently 4 centimeters shorter. Yes.
Interesting.
Ta-da!
All right. New CPU, FTPM, blah, blah, blah. Just make sure that goes. Did you download the BIOS for this?
Yes.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, may as well do the BIOS update on it now, I guess. Yeah. Let's see. What brand of GPU is the best and the one to avoid?
The one to avoid is the one that's broken. And the best one is the one you can afford. Because they're all 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, ultimately.
Yeah. Like, I know that sounds really unhelpful, but also, yeah, there's not really it, you know. Like,
unless you're buying a specific feature.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. Like, everyone gushes about EVGA, but I've got a friend who has an EVGA 3080 Ti, and it's got noisy, rattly fans. And, you know, like, he ended up getting it replaced under warranty. And yes, you know, legendary EVGA warranty came through for it.
The thing that was good about EVGA was the aftermarket customer service and the warranty. There wasn't anything particularly special about the devices.
Yeah. I guess it kind of just depends on... It depends on where you want to put your leverage. Because for me, this is why I buy things from Amazon. Because if anything is broken, I just send it back to Amazon. Yeah. But also, like... Is that the world we want to live in, where the only reason why we have quote-unquote customer service is because Amazon's policy is don't ask questions, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard to tell. But suffice to say, yeah, in terms of modern cars, I think the... do ASRock make graphics cards?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think... I can't remember if that's the one I'm thinking of now, but I'm fine with most of the manufacturers. I think they're all fine, and I just get the one that I think looks nice and is at a nice price. I like big coolers on them. I like big chunky graphics cards because they run cool and quiet. The only ones that I don't super like is I think it's the ASRock ones where just simply I just don't like their designs. I think their graphics cards are hideous. So yeah. However, in terms of like actual quality of the card, I don't think it matters. So yeah, warranty, I guess. Fuseless gigabytes. Yeah, but like everyone is using the input inductors as fuses. So, you know. Yeah, Northwest repairs his opinions on cars as he fixes them. I guess, yeah. Yeah. I think for me, it's just, I'm not a fanboy for any particular brand. Do you want to do the thing? Because you've been doing the thing. Oh, it's already doing the thing. Ignore me. I thought we just gotten to that screen. Sorry.
There's a progress bar and everything.
You're a progress bar and everything.
I can be.
Yeah.
Progression towards drunk.
I'm not a fanboy for... I'm not a fanboy for any particular brand just because, like, I've seen all of them fail.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just luck of the draw, you know. So yeah, I buy the one that I like. Just buy the one you like.
Yeah.
That's the only. I think that's the only real advice I can give. And I'm not saying that about everything. Like, for example, no, do not buy a HP laptop because it's made of cheese. But yeah, in terms of graphics cards, though, yeah, buy the one you like.
Yeah. I've always basically just sorted the graphics card I wanted by cheapest first and bought that one.
Certainly, that's how I purchase graphics cards at the moment. So I usually have sapphires or power colors in my PCs. BioStar make GPUs? Probably, but I don't think I've ever seen them.
I think they make a A770.
Oh yeah.
I think so, but I don't know.
BioStar are just happy to be there. Yeah, I've got to find that. I'm offering a £10 bounty to anyone that can find the Gamers Nexus video where Steve says, and BioStar, who just seemed to be happy to be invited. It was in one of the Gamers Nexus news videos, like the 30-minute This Week in Tech news videos, where there was some gathering of motherboard manufacturers, and Steve was just like, so, you know, MSI were there, Gigabyte were there, BioStar were there for some reason, but just seemed happy to be invited, you know, and it was just, if you can find me the clip, I will PayPal you £10. I'm not joking. Because I've been looking for that clip and I cannot find it. So yeah, standing offer, £10.
Yeah, it was somewhere in the, I don't know, probably 2023-ish.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Yeah, every brand had its bad, decent, and good boards, but I think it's how you treat the customer afterwards that matters. Yeah, that's real. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, in terms of looking at stuff from an overclocking perspective, yeah, if you care about overclocking, then absolutely. You know, have a look on Tech Power Up to see what the board limits are and stuff like that. But we all know that the vast majority of people don't overclock their PCs. Yeah. So I'm not saying that overclocking is irrelevant per se, but the vast majority of people are not going to overclock their graphics card. So it kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And like, obviously some graphics cards will be, you know, 100 megahertz faster here or 100 megahertz slower there.
Yeah.
That's not going to matter in the wash. I don't think. Like, yeah, sure, if you benchmark them, you'll find a couple of points here or there. But like, even an overclocker will tell you that 100 megahertz doesn't matter.
Yeah, I certainly look, and if there's like £1 difference between this one that's reference clocks and this one that's overclock clocks, and it's like, sure, it's £1.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll spend £1 whole to get the higher clocks.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe you could check those numbers.
You know.
Suffice to say, like, I'll level with you, I don't bother checking those numbers when I'm buying graphics cards.
But like, that's the limit of how much I think it is worth, is like £1.
Yeah. Is this a 256 meg BIOS? Probably, yes. What size is the file?
32?
32. Oh, yeah. 256 megabit, which is 32 megabytes. Oh, no, that's compressed.
Count.
Yeah. Spartan says, hi all, looking for advice on best AM4 CPU for gaming. Upgrading to AM5 isn't in the budget due to RAM prices. I currently have a Ryzen 5 5600.
The only real upgrade you've got is a 5700 X3D or a 5800 X3D.
Yeah.
That's the only real upgrades you've got for gaming.
Yeah. There's not really any point in going up to anything else, is there?
If you want to go deep down the rabbit hole, I guess you could argue that playing around with 5950X could be an upgrade, but you need to go deep down a rabbit hole for that.
And you're going to have to find one of those at a bargain price.
Yeah. The answer is 5700 X3D or 5800 X3D.
Yeah. The 5700 X3D and the 5800 X3D are near as damn it the same speed. There's like 100 megahertz between them. So the 5800 X3D is technically faster, but it's also significantly more expensive. So the 5700 X3D ends up being a much better value proposition if you can find one.
Yeah. I'd imagine.
However, these are both expensive CPUs for what you're actually buying. I am tempted to say stay with your 5600. If you've got the itch to upgrade, I get it and I sympathize, but now's just not the time, I don't think.
Yeah.
You know, as boring as an answer as it is, I would stick with a 5600 and just wait this out. All right, going to do Expo. Yep. We'll make sure that boots, and then after this, we'll build the rest of the PC, and then we'll do PBO and stuff like that afterwards.
Yeah.
I think the customer asked me to do. The customer asked for undervolting and such, so we'll do PBO and a bit of curve optimizer.
Yeah.
Which is what I would advise. 5700X used is a good deal, sure, but like that's not going to have a like. You're going to need to run benchmarks to notice the difference. That's not going to make any difference by the time you're in game. So it's just not worth spending the money on it. There are absolutely faster CPUs you can buy, but to get something where you're actually going to notice the difference, you're going to need to go to an X3D, which is going to cost you $200+.
Yeah, and a 5700X for gaming is going to be maybe 1% faster, maybe 1.5% faster.
Yeah.
Because the 6 cores versus the 8 cores, the cores are still going to clock to basically the same speed. So it's going to be...
And also the other question to this is what graphics card have you got? Because unless you've got a flagship graphics card like an 80 class or better, you're going to be GPU bound anyway. Very few games actually care about the CPU as long as you don't have a potato. So yeah. Yes, as Reploid just said, question becomes what GPU have you got? Okay. Right. That looks good. Let's build the rest of the computer.
Indeed.
Boop.
Ah.
Oh, that thing's fanless as well. Is this thing platinum?
Should be.
Yeah. Oh, man. SFX power supplies are cool.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah.
You can get a kilowatt in that box.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy. Yep.
So that's what's in my PC.
What, an SFX kilowatt?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're running the cube, aren't you?
The cube.
It's not funny, but it is. Let's build this heckin' PC.
Cube.
If anyone's watching this and it's just like, God, they're going so slowly, get on with it. I'm like, you came to the wrong stream, my friend. You know? We're not doing this on purpose. I just suck. Producer, do the thing.
Pow!
All right. Put that there.
How many hundreds of amps will this do?
Yes.
Oh no, it's only 62.5.
Yeah, it's a 750.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, right. So I'm not going to look up any reference guides to this because whatever. I'm going to just undo all these wirings and figure this out and see what it's like to build him.
Oh dear.
I got a 5600 and a custom water cooling loop. The cooler is more expensive than the CPU. That's how you know you're an enthusiast, because it's just like, that makes no sense at all, but also I get it, you know. Sometimes that's the thing about custom build PCs. It's not because it's better, it's just because it's cool, you know. This is why I like RGB. Everyone rags on RGB. I'm like, I just think it's cool. I like things that light up. Does this thing have a PCI extender built in? Sort of. What it's got, and I'll show you because I've just noticed, is I take out this screw. Could you go to overhead cam, please?
Pow.
And yes, I'm just about on shot. So I take these out. I lift this up. It's a riser card. So that is positioned exactly to plug directly into the motherboard. So it doesn't have a riser cable. It's got a riser card. So that's just going to go into the motherboard and then graphics card. So that's kind of cool. Yeah. I think that's pretty neat because there's kind of no question about signal integrity on that. Although I don't know how much of a problem that actually is with riser cables, but still. I assume that means it's PCI Express 5 compliant because it's a PCB.
Last I checked, I wasn't aware of any Gen 5 riser cables for kind of actually slot-to-slot rising. Obviously, you've got like MCIO and stuff like that.
Are there no Gen 5 riser cables then?
Well, not that I've seen.
Yeah.
But
oh, interesting.
As I was saying, the last time I looked.
Yeah. Actually, do you just want to pull up the website and just check if this is PCI Express 5 compliant? Not that it matters at the moment, but in terms of just future-proofing and stuff, I'm curious. Check the grounding. Yeah, I'll have a look in a minute. It'll be very interesting to see if they've made the rookie mistake. NZXT5, yeah, we'll check. I can't see a world where Fractal have made this mistake before as well. I'll be astonished if they've made that mistake here. And the answer to that is...
oh, you can fit a 120mm radiator in here, apparently.
If you say so, yeah.
If you wish to use the Ridge PCIe 4.0 riser card together with a PCIe 5.0 compatible motherboard and graphics card, make sure you first set the PCI slot configuration in your motherboard, BIOS or UEFI to PCIe Gen 4 for best system stability.
So the answer is no. It's not spec compliant.
Well, it's not Gen 5.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious as to if you can try and drive it at Gen 5 and just your mileage may vary. Maybe you can try and run it at Gen 5 and maybe it will work.
Yeah.
But
that's what they're saying.
Yeah, they have not validated it at Gen 5 though.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting. However, yeah, again, like to be honest, for the lifetime of this PC, that won't matter. This is used as well. This case is used because there's a lot of dust on this thing. Not that I'm joshing that, you know, like, yeah. Kind of curious because these fans aren't dusty at all. So someone did a good job of cleaning this thing up if it was secondhand. Curious. To answer the question, yeah, this thing is mega grounded. So yeah, it's fine. Whoop. Oh, okay, right. Let's put our cube into here. Did it. Right, let's try that again. Oh, okay. Oh, that wasn't so bad. I thought I was going to have to wrestle with that then, which is why I'm going to take a drink first. Right, I'm going to have to stick my head in front of the camera for a lot of this. Okay, that's all lined up. That's good. All right, man, that fits like a treat. That does. We'll have a look at how that matches up with venting in a minute, because I'm curious.
Yes. How much is the case? The case was 120...
125?
125,
retail cost. So, like, you might find it cheaper than that, but, like, the MSRP is 125 quid. Which is probably like, I don't know, $120 or something. Sorry, $130 or something like that, I'd imagine.
I don't know.
Whatever the American Fun Bucks equivalent is. Oh, that's hideous. I think I can get a screwdriver down to that screw hole. Yeah, it's fine. I see. We use euros here. Well, we don't. Brexit means Brexit.
Uh-oh.
I mean this in jest. Because you have to actually say when you're joking these days, because you never know Right. Okay, right. That
$1
is going to
million
go somehow. Right, how are we going to mount this power supply? That's going to go in like that, and that's going to go in like that, which means the thing is going to go up there. Oh, that's hideous. Oh, it goes the other way up, so it's going to go like that. Okay, yeah, that'll work.
Brightstar has a real tradition of producing utter garbage motherboards. Yes, they do.
Yeah. Cheap.
Do you remember the video from Buildzoid where there was a Brightstar motherboard where the VRM was good?
Yeah.
It could supply the power required.
Okay.
But the power plane in the motherboard got to 110 Celsius.
Oh, no.
So the strip of PCB between end of VRM and beginning of CPU socket got to 110 Celsius.
Oh, my gosh. Terrible.
I was just like, okay, I don't know how you've done this, but...
Boy. Okay, right. Just making plans here. Right, what fans have we got that he's bought to put in this? Ugh. What are these? These are all 60mm fans. We've got 4 60mm fans, which would go along the sides. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
I guess.
That's the front, so I guess you could put 3 along the front. I wouldn't put any fans in this thing. I should have checked with him. Every time a customer comes in with parts and they bought a bunch of really expensive fans, I need to check with them and say, where do you want me to put these fans? Because 9 times out of 10, I'm like, I wouldn't. We've got dual 120 or what are these? 120 or 140s? 40s. We've got dual 140mm fans intaking into the graphics card. The CPU is its own intake, and we've got enough positive air pressure to just push the heat out anyway. So, like, I mean, I can put these in, but, like, just why, though? You know?
Oh.
What are your thoughts?
That's how you fit the AIO in the graphics card hole.
Ugh. Well, you're not going to have a graphics card in there then.
Huh.
Unless your graphics card is one slot.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you've got an
It would
AIO
be
that, yeah, no,
basically-
you'd need a one slot graphics card for that.
Yeah. GPU width 40mm.
Oh, look at that one on the lower right there. Do you want to share the screen here? That's crazy. You would put in a compact graphics card and just have the graphics card intaking through your radiator. Terrible idea. Like, yes, this is a thing you can technically do, but no, don't do this.
Oh, yes, you'd have 2 80mm fans here. The heatsink rad there, no fan there, there, and then...
Terrible idea. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to take one of these fans out and just have a look. Oh, gosh. How much do you want to bet these were like £20 a shot?
Probably.
Oh, they're deep as well. They're thick. I'm not sure where these are supposed to go. So, honestly, I'm not going to fit them.
It doesn't have... What size are these?
60.
It doesn't have 60mm fan mounts anyway.
Yeah.
It's got 80mm fan mounts and 120 and 140.
Yeah, and like you would not want to run these. I don't care if they're Noctuas. These things are going to be screamers.
Well,
because
yeah.
you can't make a fan less than 80mm and have it not be a screamer. unless it's going to push no air. It just can't be done. There's a reason why we made fans big. I'm going to leave these out. I'll have a chat with the customer on Tuesday when I come back in after the weekend and be like, yo, I built the PC, I haven't put the fans in because I don't think that's a good idea. What do you want to do? And we'll go from there.
£15.
Yeah. This is why I don't like the cult of Noctua. Like, don't get me wrong. I support Noctua and the whole German engineering thing. Like, that's cool and all. But the kind of people that end up buying them, they've got like £100 of fans here that they don't need. That £100 is a lot of budget that could have gone elsewhere. That could have gotten to a 7800 X3D. So I don't know, man.
I was going to say German. It's Austrian.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought they were German. Precision Austrian engineering.
It's not the first time that's happened.
Accurate Austrian engineering.
Anyway.
Yeah. All right.
Would you like to buy a single fan for $14.95?
Single fan for $14.95.
Or a 2-pack for $44.98?
Wow. Cool, right. Well, in that case, I'm going to run these 2 case fans around to the case fan outputs on the motherboard, which are absolutely horrendous to get to. So good luck, everyone. And by everyone, I mean me.
Also, yes, they are 3,000 RPM fans.
Yikes.
Yeah.
All right. We're on overhead. Cool. Oh, dang. I'm gonna take this fan off so I can get a finger width of space. Right. Sticking my head under the camera. There you pump. Chassis fan. I think that's chassis fan in the top right. I should have double checked this because I knew that this section was coming. And I'm going to grab these handy dandy tweezers over here and use those to push the connector down. It's not going down. You're lined up. I can see you lined up. Why aren't you going on? Head in front of camera. Okay, there we go. It's on. All right, bring those round the front and tuck those underneath things.
Yes, the one on the right is the chassis fan. The one in the middle is the AIO, and the one on the left is the CPU fan.
Cool. Yeah, I've got that correct then.
And those are the only fan connectors?
Yeah.
Those are the only fan connectors.
Just tucking that in there.
Oh yeah, and the battery on the motherboard, as you said, yes, is under the heatsink.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's between the HDMI and the USB ports.
Yeah. Is it actually a battery con? Yeah, it's probably a 2032. I think they've got space in there for one. Yeah. The problem is sometimes on laptops, you often see them using a smaller battery than a 2032. They use like one of the 16mm batteries, cells. And those just don't have the capacity and they just run out prematurely.
Yeah. I was introduced to the absolute chunk of a coin cell.
HD audio. Oh God, HD audio is all the way around there. Okay, that's fine. Come back to that in a moment. No USB 2 on the front. Let's take this off as well.
Oop. I can't remember how big it is. How big is it? 2450.
Oh my gosh, that's a monster.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got to show this. Hold on. You're going to have to pay £70 to have your car remote reprogrammed if you take the battery out. Your heckin' seashell of a car key.
Well, how else are you supposed to drive it with the car keys?
Yeah, but it's like... Whatever.
Oh, there we go.
All right, here we go. What camera are we on? Yeah, look at this. Look at this heckin' chocolate. Where's a? Hang on a sec. Let me get a CR2032. Otherwise, no one has any comprehension of what this is.
Please obtain the banana.
I don't believe it. I don't have one to hand. There we go. There we go. What a chunker! It's so thick. Thicker than a bowl of oatmeal.
There you go.
All right, as I was plugging all this in, because we are spending a very long time. I'm spending a very long time making this. Right, that goes around there. I'm going to take this around that side. Flip that over because that can go on. Why did Noctua use those poo colours for their premium fans? It's how they've gotten their look these days, and you can't deny that it's very distinctive. So yeah. You can't deny that it has made them, it has built their identity for their poop-coloured fans. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. All right, I've now got to get this fan back on.
America the Free. Thank you for the $20. Happy birthday.
Yeah, that's me. It's my birthday. Or it was yesterday, but it still counts. I'm celebrating over the weekend. Thank you very much, my guy.
I'm stretching out for as much as I can.
Yeah. Enjoy your July 4th as well. It is your country's birthday.
Enjoy your 250th party.
Oof, that's a backhanded comment if ever I saw one. Yikes. Or is the fact that we're laughing at it what makes it a backhanded comment? Anyway, thank you very much. Like, legitimately, much appreciated. Torn from the pages of Reddit tomorrow. Oh, Adamant IT guy mocks viewer who just tipped. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, right. That's going to go in there. I'm going with the strategy of stuff the noodly cables underneath the motherboard here. Right, what do we got? Power switch and power LED.
Selfman has found the bus, or just happy to be there.
Link in Discord General. Oh, okay. Right, we're gonna need to check it. Can you bring it up on stream? Because A, I want to see it, and B, if Selfman has done it, then he has won the bounty, and I owe him a tenner.
That's better than him winning a bounty.
This is the point where I'm just like, and by a tenner I mean £10 of Adamant IT fun, but no, I said £10. I'm a man of my word.
Aha.
Let's see. Oh, we've got no hecking audio on this computer, have we? I'll put on the... firstly, make sure this isn't blasting out on the stream. Oh, yeah, there it is. Biostar, who's just happy to be there. Yeah. Yes. All right. I'll catch up with you on this later. I owe you a tenner. I'll donate it to Adamant IT. If you're waiving the bounty, okay, thank you very much. However, yes, thank you very much. Tip now if you like to bet. Selfman already has, apparently. I will assume that it is my birthday present, so thank you.
You can now buy yourself a pizza.
Yeah. I was serious, by the way. I would have paid. However, if you're saying I don't have to, then thank you, I guess. Much appreciated. I will laugh at this profusely later on. And I will save it so I can play it in various places. I'm going to brush up on my Twitch redeems. We're bringing back the Riker button.
Good.
Yeah. Ever been mountain biking?
How much would it cost for you to spend a night in a graveyard?
This was a total fabrication. Yeah, I want that as well. Just Biostar who are happy to be there, because that makes me laugh.
DDR5 rig. Yes, I have a DDR5 rig. I have 2 DDR5 rigs.
Ah, riches.
I have 3 DDR5 RAM kits.
Right, I'm not doing an artisanal cable tidy job on this, because the ITX builds like this are kind of just, you stuff the cables where you can. So, yeah. Right. Power supply time. We're going to have access to the back so we can plug in more modular cables. So, make sure you turn the damn thing on. Plug that in. And how the hell... Oh, okay, that back panel is going to come off so we can screw it in. And we're going to end up with a little bit of space around here for cables to sit. All right.
Caradog Warehouse strikes again. DM me now to receive special offers. For only a small donation of 15,000 Caracoin, you too can be included on our latest mailer.
Oh, am I going to have to take the back off? I think I do. Can you take that, please? Cool. Observations. Firstly, from the back, we do have access to the back of the motherboard, and thus the M.2 as well. Although you'd need to put a pretty slim heatsink on it, and that's where you put some 2.5-inch SSDs as well. Some of this stuff is very token gesture, like the mounts are there, but I defy someone to actually be able to use them. I don't see another screw holding this panel on though, but it feels like there is.
Is it in this end?
Oh, no, I'm just blind. There are totally screws there, I'm just blind.
A king's ransom worth of SSDs. DDR5, yes.
You know, I hear, citation needed, that a king's ransom isn't actually very much, because back in the days of kingdoms and stuff, a lot of kingdoms weren't actually very rich, especially like England. So a king's ransom was surprisingly low just because the country didn't actually have a lot of money anyway. So you couldn't actually extort a king for very much.
And also, it was a case of quite possibly everyone who had any money would be quite like, well, now you can keep him. It means I rule.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's one of those ironic phrases where people say a king's ransom. Like, I use that phrase a lot, but apparently a king's ransom actually isn't very much. Okay, right, let's screw in this power supply. Putting the screw in, push the power supply up, and find the hole. Ooh, does it really go that high up? It feels like it does.
Looks like it.
Let's check. Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is where cases like this can get pretty hectic. All right. So, the top right of the power supply goes in there. Good luck getting your screwdriver in there, folks. And no, that doesn't come out in any other way. So, and the other screws are here and here, so...
Do you have to lift... Oh,
I'm curious as to if there's a better way of doing this, because otherwise... What? Can I get to any of those? I think I can get to the top left.
You can take the sides off. Apparently.
What, more so than I already have?
Oh, also apparently the bracket for the...
Does the power supply bracket come out?
Also, apparently the power supply bracket comes out.
Right, let's have a look at that. Because I was, like, I made a joke about the top corner one. Oh, okay, yeah, I see, yeah. this looked like a single piece of metal, but I can see these screws, and then something would come out from underneath. Yeah. So yeah, like I was willing to mock one of the screws, but then I was like, oh no, seriously, how am I going to get any of the other of these in? And yeah, okay. Look, listen, all right, shush, listen. Look, all right. From underneath. From underneath. Yes, from underneath.
From turning from expectation to pleading. Please.
We're starting to enter the point where I started this build going like sort of, oh, I kind of like low profile builds, but also like there's a reason why I don't like ITX and all the rest of it. And like you start from the point of curiosity being like, this is kind of neat. Maybe I'd build a computer like this. And the deeper in you go, you're just like, God, I'm glad this isn't my PC. Because no, this is exactly why the last time I had a small form factor low profile PC, the next PC I built was just ATX. Because I was so sick and tired of this.
Is that the right screw?
It is not. However, I put it in there just to hold things in place.
Get all of the aircon.
Where was the rest of the... Oh, okay. I thought I pulled out 4 screws already, but I guess not.
Is this a customer's PC? Yes.
Also, it's a customer's PC where they supplied all the parts as well. I did not spec this computer. Although I don't think there's, apart from the fans, which are just like, I'm not sure what your plan for these was. Oh, that's not going to fit very well. The first one did. Let's try that again. Apart from the fans, I think it's a pretty well spec'd computer. There we go. So yeah, I quite like it. I think this is going to be a decent computer. There we go. I am not putting 6 screws into this because I just think that's wild overkill, and why?
Do not forget to plug the 24 pin in.
Oh, good
when
shout.
When you have some access.
Yeah.
Before you put the power supply in.
Right, I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to seat everything in place, and then plug that in. Oh, right. Okay, that's ready to go in. 24 pin. Oof, yikes. We're starting to get tight in here now.
How do you feel about powered screwdrivers?
I generally like them. The reason why I don't use one at the moment is my secure screwdriver that I was using for a while. I got a lot of years use out of it, but the gearbox on it died, and I just simply haven't replaced it. They are nifty. I do miss having a powered screwdriver because when you're taking apart a laptop that's got like 15 screws into the bottom of it, just sitting there going wah, 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 is a lot easier than doing in your wrist all day, every day, you know. So yeah, I do like electric screwdrivers. For building a PC, you know, the big fat ones, not so convinced personally. Maybe if I built PCs all day, every day, I would change my mind, but I don't think there's enough screws in a modern PC to really warrant it. So, kind of neither here nor there. Come on. Right, are you in? Yes. The lock is closed. Yikes. All right, here we go. That's going to go into there.
So I quite like the cube. That's what I quite liked about the cube, because you could basically build everything onto the motherboard tray and then just attach side panels to it. You didn't have the Tetrising in the same way.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Right, that's going to sit like that, so that's fine. Put the screws in the bottom as well.
I do like the pulse.
Yeah, I like the Sapphire and the Power Color cards. Like, both brands are often seen as like sort of cheap AMD cards, but I think they're great. I like them. All right. Okay, that's in. That is going to steer around there. That's going to steer around there. Just going to steer some cables a little bit just to make sure there's airflow and no tension. All right, so that's going to be like that. That's going to do that. That's fine. Right, let's see what happens with this riser. So that's going to go in there. So do we attach the card? It looks like we plug the card into this and then Tetris the card in and then screw it all into place.
Yeah.
Are we ready for that? I've got to get a PCI Express cable for the graphics card. Oh no, the CPU EPS isn't in. Okay, that's fine. We can make this. We can make this happen. Yeah, no, we're okay. We're okay. Ooh. Just long enough. Cable length is a bit exact in this, but also that can be a good thing because we just don't have space to bury excess cables.
Yeah.
Cool, that is in.
Someone asking if you do remote work. No.
No. I do not, I'm afraid. It's certainly doable, and there's doubtless plenty of people who will do it. However, I do not. I've got more work than I can manage in shop, so it's just not really in my interest. All right, that's all good. Okay, right. Graphics card. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 components for a PC at the moment, isn't it? Including a cooler. Yeah. I think that works out. All right. So, graphics. That's going to go in like that. And then that just goes, I guess.
You'll need to take out the blanking plates.
Yes. So what ones are we taking out? The top 2. All right. 2 brands you'd like more in general is Galax and Yeston. Galax I've heard of as Asian market. Yeston I'm not familiar with. Do you know Yeston?
As far as I'm aware, they are effectively China only for retail.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can pick them up on AliExpress.
Interesting.
But it's just AliExpress graphics cards seem to be more expensive.
Weird.
Yeah.
I think you actually just plug the graphics card in sideways, so I'm going to take that back out. I think I'm wrong about that. Let's put the riser in.
Yeah, because you can take the top off, I guess.
It's going to do that. Okay. Yeah, I still kind of want, like, I keep looking at, you know, Fractal have the cube-shaped case. What's it called again? I can't. You had the website up.
No idea. No, it's none of this. Go away.
Yeah, there's a a Fractal cube-style case, which I still kind of like the look of, but it's like £140 or something like that, and I'm like, no. The Terra, that's it. I still kind of want a Terra.
Oh yeah, but it's also this big. It's Pico ITX.
Is it?
No, it's
got to be.
Sorry, it's Micro ATX. It's tiny.
Is it ITX? Yeah.
It's ITX.
Yeah. I still kind of want a Terra. just to build a Terra PC. But yeah, also I just, yeah, I can deal with this, but I don't think I'd want this for my PC. Good, right, graphics card. How do you clean fans? That's the neat part, you don't. That's the thing. Everyone is just like, oh, look at my gaming PC. It's really fast and it's X liters. But then, yeah. That doesn't reach. Okay, there must be an extension here because the graphics card the slot is coming up to like there. And it needs to go all the way down there. It's like an inch too far out. I'm going to raid the accessories to see if there's like an extension or something, because that doesn't reach. There must be a part missing.
Is it the wrong side?
I'll double check in a sec, but I'm going to... Yeah, there we go. Right. Some accessories there. That's vertical mounting kit, and that's the little extender. Whack. I'm curious as to why they designed it to require that, but maybe they got this far. Maybe there are some... I don't know, actually. Yeah, I don't know why you would design it in that way, but I'm sure they know more about designing a computer case than I do, and that was the only way that worked. Also, people are yelling power. Yes, I will sort that out in a minute. I'm just kind of figuring out where things go. Right, so that's going to do that. And now that whole thing will plug in. Ooh. Oh, that bit needs to kick up, that's why. Ooh. Right.
I think that's above the slot.
Oh, yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I might run the power cable now. I was going to plug it in just to see how it all fitted and then take it back out again. However, this feels like such an animal to get in that I think we're going to just get the power cables in so we can send it. All right. So, yeah, it's just that power cable, and then I think we're there. So, right, there's PCI Express. Yeah. Those are 2 singles. Have we got one that just... Oh, yeah, no, we want the daisy chain. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Are we going to daisy chain? No, yeah, we'll run both.
Why do you want the daisy chain?
No, I don't want the daisy chain. Is one of the... Oh, it's a single anyway. Ignore me. Ignore me! Okay. Whoop. Right. Fans will suffocate the GPU. Well, the fans are blowing into the case. So the fans will blow into the fans that blow onto the GPU. And that goes that way up. I'm trying to clean fans on a computer for resale. Soft cloth. You just got to wipe them down. It's a very boring job. Okay, right, that's going to come around there, and I'm going to sneak that onto... Are we going under there? Yeah, that would probably... Yeah, that route's nicer. Plug that into that. Whoop. All right, here we go. Tuck that all in. All right. That is lined up. Now I just need to just... Yep, that's going in. That's in. There we go. All right.
Well then.
Whoop.
Nice.
Yeah. Building this PC has talked me out of wanting one of these cases. I think it's fine, but no, I would not want one of these. Right, that's that. Gonna zip tie that cable there just because it has a chance of falling into the fan. I'll get a nice zip tie.
That's a special branded zip tie.
Yeah, sure. Gamer. RGB zip tie.
CMOS battery is 2.8 volts replace. Yes, because it's less than 3.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a 3-volt circuit.
Yep. In a desktop computer, anything below 3.0. In a laptop, anything below 3.1 is my policy. Right. Okay. Have we got anything we haven't put in? I think that's everything.
SSD's in there. That's the main thing.
Yep. SSD is in there.
RAM's
You
in
can get to the SSD just about, so that's not horrifying. So yeah, I think it was a good shout to do an out-of-case test on this, because if this was a no-post, that would be horrifying. Like, not cataclysmic, but it would suck. Whew. All right. I'm not going to put the panels on. I'm not going to tempt fate that much. Let's check it, and then we'll close it up. Power button, yes. Yep. Ooh. Okay.
Until we find you haven't.
Don't even joke. All right. Okay, here we go. Ah.
Oh, good. You did turn the power supply on.
Yes. I made a point of it. I was just like, we turn it on. It's got a stop-start fan. Don't worry about it. Plastic label under the heatsink. We checked it. I say, looking frantically for it. It's there. I can see it. Okay, the fan's just changed speed. I was about to say it's taken a while, considering we'd already post-tested. However, there we go. Good. Okay, right. I'm going to put all the panels on this, and then we'll... oh, yeah, he wants Bazzite on it. Yeah, what's the stream timer on? How much time have we got?
It's on 220.
220. Yeah. Right, okay, I'm going to put... Do you want to get Bazzite downloading? And I'm going to put the panels on this. And so we'll get it closed up. Then we'll get Bazzite in, we'll close it up. We'll do fan profiles and CPU setup, and then we'll do a basic install of Bazzite. I'm not going to go any deeper than first run for Bazzite, because I haven't done. There's nothing to check there. That's his lookout there. However, yes, he wants Bazzite on it apparently. So cool. Right.
Oh my god. Oh, do you know which desktop environment he wants?
No. We'll do KDE though. Oh, interesting. Like SteamOS's desktop. That's an interesting turn of phrase they're using there. However, yes, KDE. I'm going to redo my Linux challenge at some point, and I'm going to use Mint KDE, because I have a suspicion that I really should have used KDE. Like, a lot of people said, oh, you should have used KDE, and based on just vibes that I've seen from this, I have a suspicion that if I'd used KDE, I would have been significantly more impressed. Not to say that I wasn't impressed, but just I don't know.
What did you use?
I used GNOME
Oh,
because that's just the default. That's the one at the top, you know.
GNOME.
Yeah. Whereas KDE is further down.
GNOME desktop.
Yeah. And yeah, like, don't get me wrong, it works and everything, but I think some of the quality of life things and just the niceties that make it feel slick and polished, I think KDE has just got a lot more of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, KDE's a long time. So's GNOME. So yeah, like they're both big players. GNOME versus KDE has been a thing for decades. Okay. Right, I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to close it up.
Device.
May as well use that. Why not?
Is it big enough? I can't remember what size this was. I thought it was some stupidly small thing.
I mean, it's a 7 GB ISO you're downloading, so it should be fine. Okay. In before it's a 4 GB drive or something.
Isn't it a 2.85?
Yeah, okay, I'll get you a real one. Yeah, all right.
I was like, it's 2.8 gigabytes or something really stupid.
All right.
It's stupid. It's Republic of Gamer.
All right, have Equestria girls.
Excellent. I'll only take your knockoff girls.
Okay, right. Top panel.
Wait, does that...
What camera are we on? Because we probably go to bench cam for the time being. Right, that is symmetrical. Isn't Kashi OS, blazingly fast OS, better for gaming than Bazzite? I don't know. The customer asked for Bazzite.
Oh. I thought the PC just locked up then.
Is that symmetrical? Yeah. All right.
Oh my god, what's happening to this computer?
Are you okay?
I don't think the computer's okay.
Are we still live? Oh. 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 Well, I'm just putting screw chat live. Yeah, oof, something happened. I'm back. Okay, cool. Yeah. Can you just can you check how much storage is available on C? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Because I was going to say, I was recording to this computer earlier on, and just maybe the SSD is full, like FPS Live. Yeah. How is audio? I know we might be getting low FPS, but can you hear us?
Whack. Nothing's mashing.
Yeah, it's normal now. Okay, cool, thank you. Yeah, OBS threw a massive wobbly. But yeah, it looks like we're okay. Cool. Panel.
Oh, you can create your own Bazzite build. Very well.
I see.
How do I make the ISO? Do I need to do anything special with it?
No, just Rufus it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I was just making sure it didn't need some special... Run this 15-page PowerShell script to build the ISO.
Linux isn't that bad. It's fine.
It's Bazzite.
Yeah.
It's telling me about its atomic... what was it saying about its atomic something or others?
This is why I don't take Bazzite seriously.
And I'm like, I don't care about your atomic what's-it-majiggles. I just want to install it.
I want an operating system, not gamer. That's why I'm not interested in Bazzite. Yeah, it's where my resistance to Bazzite comes from. It's just that it's so extremely gamer coded that it's off-putting to me. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, cool. Yeah, just hit start or do whatever it says to do.
Go away.
Oh.
That's fine.
That's
Warning,
fine.
all data on the device will be destroyed. The microphone has been destroyed. Uh-oh.
Right. Are we okay? Just use Ventoy. Why? Why would I use Ventoy? Why not use Rufus? Right.
I was more just checking the special instructions.
There we go. Win update. We're not putting Windows on it. Okay. You can reuse USB with multiple ISO. Why? Why would you not just use separate USBs? I have a drive for every version of Windows. I get the one that I need. And that means that I can be installing on 2 computers at the same time. Like what? A USB drive's expensive? Like, don't get me wrong.
Still pennies.
Don't get me wrong. If that's the setup you want to do, cool. But like, when people tell me that I'm doing it wrong and I should be using X program, I'm like, why? You know. So, yeah. Right. Okay. There's our back panel.
Pretty neat, though.
Yeah. The finished product is pretty slick. There's our CPU intake, power supply intake. Then on the back, there's the dual intakes for the graphics card. So my strategy for this, do you want to go to just face cam?
Face cam.
My strategy for this will just be, I think I'm going to put those intake fans for the graphics card down to just minimum speed. Because otherwise I think they're just going to create a lot of turbulence around the graphics card. I just want to have just like some air going in so the graphics card just has a cold air feed. If anything, honestly, I'm not convinced those fans are really useful there, because putting fans up against fans, like I think the Selfman said earlier on about suffocating the fans. Like, they're not going to suffocate them, but just fans up against fans isn't useful per se.
Yeah.
So that would be something that I would consider, but yeah. Can you save ISO file from Rufus? Well, you already have the ISO. You've downloaded it. That's why you're using Rufus. Cool. Right, I'm going to turn this on and I'm going to set up the BIOS.
BIOS.
The UEFI.
Oof.
Right. Power. HDMI. And that.
The dongle.
Oh, it's all upside down. Yeah, this thing has to be run vertically. Otherwise, either your graphics card intake or your CPU intake is smothered. So yeah, I guess I may as well. I'll turn it on just so it's powering up, and then I'm gonna find the vertical mount. Where did I put the? There's the accessory kit. Oh, I hope the accessory kit doesn't require me to take the panel off. That's going to be a pain in the ass.
Of Messerschmitt.
I see.
Don't forget your Schmeckerschmitt.
Oh no! I think the vertical mounting kit needs to be done from the inside, which means I've got to take all the panels off again. Which is not the end of the world, but just like, okay, I feel like there would have been a better way of doing that. Okay, there's that. So that's got some screws on it, so those are going to go in there. So yeah, I've got to take this panel off, which means taking the other side panels off, and then that screws in. Then what was the other part? What are you? I've got this other block for something here. Unless that's like maybe a front foot, just so the front stands up and the back sits down or something. There's a user guide there. I don't know if you want to have a rummage through that. I'm going to start taking panels off so I can get that bracket on. Happy birthday for yesterday. Thanks a lot, Paige. Much appreciated. Hope you're doing well. Okay, right. Got to take these panels back off. That one was under tension. I need to check why. Oh, it's just slightly bent. That's fine. This is a used case, so some of the panels aren't dead straight, but that's okay.
Install a vertical stand. There you go. Take the thing off.
Yeah.
Screw it in.
If I'd read the manual from the start, I'd have known this, but whatever.
Yeah, it just seems a shame that you can't just screw it in through the bottom.
Like, that seems like something that could have been done.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah. Right. Boop. Cool. Right, that's that. So, that's going on like that. So that's going to go there. So these screws need to come out. Microphone battery going. It's crackling at time to time. I mean, Caradog is undoing plasticky bits, so there's going to be a little bit of crackle, I guess, maybe. But yeah, the mics are charged this time. Although, do you want to double check if the mic batteries are good?
Yes.
Okay, the mic batteries are fine. Yeah.
It's also just possibly where you're moving stuff against yourself.
Yeah, I'm making noises right now. So yeah. Okay. 1, 2, and 3.
The vertical foot doesn't seem much bigger than just the bottom of the case.
Yeah, I guess it's just for aesthetics. Yeah. Okay, this is why I said 125 is too expensive, because I don't hate this case. I think it's all right, but again, like, you could also buy a Frame 3000,
yeah,
and just have none of the faff. And sure, it's not as slim as this. You know, it's 2 or 3 times the size of this, but also, like, that's fine. You can still move one of those around. Yeah. You know, it's not that difficult to move those around. I think just this is the problem. Going down from something like a 3000 to ITX induces so much ITX tax and pain in the ass for build that I'm just not convinced it's worth the trouble. And that's not to say that I dislike the outcome, because I think this is a cool computer.
Yeah.
But it's why, having built this, I have reminded myself that no, I have no interest in building a computer like this myself. I'm quite happy with the computers I have.
Yeah. So
yeah. USB ports are going to end up at the bottom. I dislike this design. Yeah, I think you can reverse it. I'll check in a minute. I think the press photography of this PC has it this way around, but I think it's invertible though. Either that, or I'm about to take this apart for a second time, because I will build it to however it looks in the picture, basically. Oh, I thought you were going to bring out the picture then.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, the picture.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. There you go. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, remember I was actually. Can you go to Benchcam a sec? Yeah, looking at the picture, you can do it desktop, and you would put the vertical mount foot underneath to prop it up, which gets some airflow underneath. So, oh, that kind of works, I guess. Not 100% convinced, but sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. I can feel lots of air intake. Groovy. All right. Let's have capture, please. All right, so we've already got Expo turned on. I'm going to go advanced mode. And we're going to go to AI Tweaker. So, right, Expo is already set up. That's fine. We're going to go PBO. Right, I've not looked at the Asus PBO setup in a hot minute. So, Precision Boost Overdrive, we want enabled. No, what do we get from enhancement? Okay, that gives us motherboard limits. And we're going to put thermal limit. Oh, there's no 85 option. I think 85 is a magic point to set your thermal limit to, because like 80 is fine, but 85 is as high as I want to go. Once you hit 85, I'm like, can we not go any higher than that? But 80 seems a touch low. I guess we could set it to 90 and see what it does. Should we do that? Should we set it to a 90 thermal limit and just see what it does? Oh, dang.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to need to do some thermal testing on this, and I don't know how to do that from Linux. So I might smash Windows onto this for testing. Yeah, I'm going to have to, because the customer did request that we set up the power limits and stuff like that. So I do actually need to test this stuff, and I don't know how to do that from Linux. So yeah, I'm going to bash Windows onto it. Fine. Right, disable current limiter. I'm going to leave everything else on auto. Right, scaler. Right, and so previously we've set scaler to 10x. There's no danger to that, is there?
No, it's the fit equivalent.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, cool. All right, fine. Boost clock override is fine. Right, curve optimizer. We're going to set a all-core negative 10 is pretty safe. So this is our undervolt. The curve optimizer, basically this is going to undervolt the entire voltage curve by a bit. I'm not sure, because it says it's a magnitude. So I'm not sure exactly how much by, but negative 10 is a pretty safe bet. You could probably go much further than this, but we're going to start on 10. That's just going to bring all the volts down a little bit across the board. So yeah. WinPE with tools. By the time I've got that all set up, I could just smash Windows onto it. So yeah. Can you not boot from the Ghost Spectre in a caddy? Or I could just smash Windows onto it in 10 minutes. So yeah. TJ Maxx is 95, but yeah, nobody exactly. I know the TJ Maxx is 95. I don't want the CPU to be at 95. So yeah. Right, anything else I've forgotten?
If it's not running at 105, you're leaving performance on the table.
Of course I am. Let's see, right, temperature, QFan configuration. All right, let's just quickly bash QFan tuning so it just finds the fan speeds. There are loads of monitoring tools. I'm aware that we can do this in Linux. I just don't know how to do it in Linux, and we've got 15 minutes left in the stream. So I'm going to do this directly in the method where I know exactly how to do it.
Just stick the M.2 in the back.
Oh, that would work. Yeah, that's the other reason why I didn't want to put the Ghost Spectre drive in there, because pain in the ass. But yeah, we could put it in the back.
Yeah, just stick it in the back.
Yeah, you're right. That's the strat, isn't it? Yeah, cool. I'm going to grab that. Yeah, that was the other reason why I didn't want to put the Ghost Spectre drive in, because I would have to take the customer's SSD out, which is kind of a pain in the ass. It's not impossible. Yeah. However, yes, putting this one in the back, great plan. Love it.
Other side.
You're correct.
Because you want the back.
Yep. Boop.
You're running below 200C? Preposterous.
Okay, right. Also, I need accessories in that case. Motherboard box. I need the other M.2
Good evening.
jigger. Oh no. There it is. Wow, that's garbage.
Can't say that.
Pray tell how that's supposed to screw into anything at all. It doesn't screw into anything at all. I'm going to tape this one in for the time being because it's not a permanent install. Where is my... There it is.
Whoop. You are secure.
Yeah. Okay. Resizable bar is on by default on any modern motherboard. I'll check it, but I'll bet money that it'll be on by default. Chassis minimum fan duty went up. Thanks. I hate Asus Q fan tuning. Just let me set my fan speeds. All right, we're going to set that to the silent profile. Chassis fan configuration. Going to be silent as well. Going to follow the CPU. Low limit to ignore. That's fine. I might just set that and see how we go. This computer is going to need some additional testing next week before it goes to the customer, and we're getting pushed for time. So I'm very inclined at the moment to just send it. So let's do that. I'm going to save. Okay, right, that's PBO Curve Optimizer, and we've just set the fan profiles to silent. I'm going to tinker with those further, but I'm going to do that when I've got more time. So we'll just let that come back around into BIOS, and then I can stick in a Windows drive, and we can just check that it doesn't catch fire under load.
That's my least favourite type of computer. Indeed.
Entertaining, though.
Ignition.
Entertaining when it doesn't matter that it explodes, I guess.
Oh no, your HP shitbox is dead.
Yeah, apparently the audio is still being a little bit... We've got 15 minutes left. I'm not fixing the audio right now. God. Okay, right, that's that. Power's down the bottom. Boop. Insert SSD. Secure the SSD.
Captured in 4K.
It's a professional installation. There we go. Should be right.
Smashing.
Power. Put the side panel on just for fair testing. All right. Ghost Spectre drive should have AMD drivers on it already. So hopefully we won't need to install those.
Yeah, it should already be pre-configured, basically.
Okay, there we go.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da.
Oh, memory context restore. Forgot to check that. I'll go through it afterwards.
Yeah.
None of this is important right now. It's just stuff to remember before it goes out.
Would you like some Christmas festive chocolate in July?
They're kind of squidgy. But
Oh,
yes.
Really? Would you like some squidgy Santa balls?
There's I like these, but they're such a pain in the ass to eat, which is why I still haven't gotten through all of them, because they're all individually wrapped. So it takes 30 seconds to eat one of these. Oh.
They're like pistachios.
And worse than pistachios.
Ta-da!
Huzzah! Okay. Do we have graphics? Computer management. Right, we're missing Ethernet. That's fine, I don't care about that. And yes, we've got graphics. That's fine. Okay. Let's see. So we want hardware info. I'm just going to bash it with Cinebench for the time being. Sensor warning. Oh yeah, that's Asus EC1s always give issues. Continue. All right, CPU, what are you doing? Highs of 66. I've heard the fans ramping quite a lot. I think in a shock to no one, the built-in fan curves are kind of garbage. So I'll probably bash some custom ones in. Cycle. All right, go and go. Yeah, so that bashed up to the 90-degree thermal limit.
Yeah,
I think I'll do a little bit of experimenting with this. I might try PBO limit to 80 and just see how that compares, because I don't know. This is 85 is just such a good limit to set. 85 is perfect. I think.
How many watts is 90?
Let's see. Hold on. I'm looking for everything. Our package power. There it is. Our package power about 105 watts. It peaked at 115, but it looks like it's looking for 100 or 105, which is nothing to write home about. But it's a 7700. Although, didn't we get a 7500F to like 120 or something? Yeah. So it's not great. I think it needs a little bit more tuning, but we're gonna we're about to stray into the realm of takes an hour to get a slight amount of change out of things. So yeah. What clocks are we getting though? Core clocks. 4900. Yeah, 4900 all core is fine. It would be nice if we were getting a nice clean 5 gigahertz in Cinebench. I'd be like, cool, done. But we're sitting at 1.13 volts under load, which is pretty tasty. Maybe curve optimizer definitely minus 15 would get us a bit more. That would get us to 5 gigahertz.
Maybe. Because that needs a full extra 100 megahertz.
Yeah.
Which is quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already got minus 10 on it.
Yeah. But also, if I want to get us down to 80 degrees, that's probably going to lose us another 100 megahertz, taking it down to 80 degrees.
Yeah.
I might leave it at 90 because, like, this is a gaming PC. In games, it's not going to be sitting at 90 because games aren't an all-core load. 20 always works. Yeah. I'll need some more testing. I was going for 10 because I know that we're not going to have problems at 10. If we're going down to minus 20, if we're going down to minus 20, then that's going to need some further burn-in testing before I'm happy to just send it.
But also you need to actually check that you're actually gaining performance.
Yeah, also true. Going to be GPU bottlenecked anyways. Yeah, this is true. Right, what's the stream timer on?
3 hours, 40.
2 hours, 52. We've got time for another change. Let's give it another tweak. Stop.
If you double-click the shutdown on the desktop, it will take you straight into BIOS.
Oh, okay, cool.
Or quadruple-click it, however many times it takes for it to actually respond. There you go.
Need to change the fan profiles as well. I'll leave the CPU fan aggressive, but the chassis fans, we're going to have to put them on something else because those chassis fans are going nuts when the CPU heats up, which is just not helpful.
Yeah. We might see above 6 gigahertz next year.
Have we not got anything that will do 6 gigahertz yet?
We've got 6, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
Above.
We'll see above.
I don't know why I'm smashing delete. Yeah. Okay. Right. Advanced. Let's see.
Okay, capture.
PBO. Let's see. Curve optimizer. Negative 20. Let's send it. And then I'm going to QFan controls. Okay, chassis fan. Let's go manual. And I'm going to set a pretty flat curve on this because these fans are blowing into the graphics card, which is just not super helpful in my opinion. So basically I'm going to set this to spike at 95 because we shouldn't be hitting 95. Oh, balls. I'm going to do this in the technical bit. QFan. It's easier to get to there. All right, chassis, fan control. Right, manual. Right. Fan point 1, 2020. Fan point 2. So it won't go lower than 24 because QFan is done, but that's fine. Leave that on 20. Just set it to minimum on everything for a sec. Okay, right. So we're sitting at 24% duty cycle at 20 degrees, and we're going to stay that way. We're going to stay that way at 50 degrees. We're going to stay that way at 70 degrees. And then at 100 degrees, we go to 100%. And so we're going to change that to 95. So we're staying at 24 all the way up to 95.
Don't you want to change that to be like 91? Just because if it's set to hard lock at 90, going over 90 by any amount is a fail condition.
I guess, but also if it's going to do that, it's going to hit 95 anyway. And I don't want the fans to suddenly go, ugh, because the CPU just wobbled, you know. So yeah, I mean, I guess you could set it to like 92 or 93, but 95 is fine. So this is a really bonkers looking fan curve. Thank you. Oh, we're not on thing.
No, I know, because I was trying to get a capture to capture.
Oh,
but it isn't capturing.
Oh, I didn't realise.
Capture has decided to stop.
I see. I will hot plug the capture card. Ooh. USB cable looked like it was halfway hanging out the back of it, so I think just where the card has been wobbled about by plugging things in and stuff, it's gone weird. There we go. Fan curves. All right. Dumb fan curve. It's dumb, but these chassis fans are blowing into the graphics card. So they're just blowing a steady stream of air at the graphics card, which can intake it at its own pace. So yeah. All right. Send it. Okay. So what we should see now is we're still going to be hitting 90 degrees on the CPU because PBO is targeting 90 degrees. But now we should be seeing 5 gigahertz, maybe, all core. And that means that at least we're getting bang for our buck.
Should get something more, at least.
Yes.
But yeah, we'll see.
Would be nice if the BIOS had a small stress tester in there. Yeah, I guess. It probably wouldn't be too difficult to achieve. So yeah. Thermal based was the Thermalright TF7. Yes, I have no idea how good TF7 is, to be honest. Generally speaking, I just assume that it's sufficient. But that much being said, in this instance, because we're running a slightly undersized cooler, yeah, that might be something to consider.
Would you like to pay £15 upcharge to receive premium thermal paste?
No. Go. Now it's thinking. Hello? There we go. Continue. Right. Okay, we're at 5 gigahertz at the moment, but... Yeah, all right.
What's the wattage?
Let's see. We are now at CPU package power, the same.
Good.
And however, our clocks, we're holding just about like 4925, 4950. It's, you know, near as damn it 5 gigahertz. If I was flexing, I would call that 5 gigahertz all core. In Cinebench. So yeah, that'll do. All right, I think that'll do for now, folks. So yeah, this thing needs some more work because customer wants Bazzite, so I'm going to install that on it. It will need some more testing. I'll need to stability test it with a big negative offset on there because we've undervolted the CPU. So the CPU is getting less volts for these clocks. So we need to make sure that it can actually consistently do that over time. So yeah.
I also need to actually confirm whether it's actually giving any performance.
What, as opposed to clock stretching? I guess, yeah. So yes, I shall probably check that out as well. However, that's good enough. So yes, I'll do some more testing on it, but yeah, there we go. That's a build.
Nice.
So yes, next video, I don't know. Again, usual, if you pay attention, you'll notice that I'm struggling for videos at the moment. So yeah, I'll get something sorted at some point. It's on the cusp of 5 gigahertz. Yeah, but like now, every now and then, one of them bounces off of 5 gigahertz. It's 5 gigahertz all core. Thank you for coming. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.